Yeah. How do you mean though? Because I don't know. Yes,
Yeah.
we
Yeah, my
so
understanding is like you guys have your outreach strategy for handing out
yes.
cards, but we don't want to hold you up, even though we're trying to get you more material.
Right. Yeah. As to be as clear as we can, we have Sunshine, a guy named Lance, another Sunshine, a guy named California Sunshine, literally. Um, I just connected with this fellow that was sort of involved in 2013, John Newberry, and we have another fellow that I'm not excited about. He's kind of creepy, so I'm not going to include him.
Okay,
I
good.
just made that decision because he's just creepy. Um, and we've been giving out those cards that you have.
Okay.
So I've been printing them, 250 to 500 at a time, and telling people go pick them up. So then there's you as well as Sylvia, and that's it so far.
Okay. But I've been putting the word out too for a team
Okay.
people here.
Yeah.
So trying to I'll follow up with them, but I had some medical students that were really interested in
Grand.
helping to like do that spreading the word type thing. So
Grand.
when I get names and things, for sure I'm going to send them over to you.
Grand.
But
Okay.
hopefully we're going to really soon have a lot more marketing stuff to give you.
Yeah.
For the event in general.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the best way to connect.
Yep.
So if for distributing that is just to get it somewhere central.
Yeah.
And that's hopefully soon. I know we keep saying that. We've gotten the flyer a few times. We just keep sending it back.
Yeah, that's what Lisa says. Yeah.
Changes. So still in progress.
All right.
Did Lisa get you those? I think she said she sent you talking points for.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I know Sunshine. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I know she's doing radio interviews. I don't know if she's setting those up currently.
I don't think we have any. No, not
okay.
Like literally scheduled. No, but she's reaching out to all of the people that we connected with in 2013 and more, with the message that we've already, with the talking points and the message that we've kind of agreed to, right? So. That was a month ago or more when we sent back and forth the one page, the just the facts page. I can dig it up if you want of what we're sending, but it's basically a detail on the Redhead event with the general statement of we're doing melanoma screening, everything that's in the talking points.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Where is I'm going to share this screen with you real quick. If I can find it. I apparently have a lot of screens open. Okay, I think this is it. There we go. So I'm trying to work on this. Tell me what you think if this will work. So this is what we used last year.
Right now I'm looking at your Outlook.
You're looking at my Outlook?
Yep.
Should be.
And this is lunch.
Lunch? What time is it?
Yeah, 6:30. Hey, all right.
Okay.
So this is your schedule.
This is what we used last year. We're updating it for this year.
Yep.
But I didn't know if this is something we should try to work on jointly. So we started with our information to our registry.
Yes.
And then these are from last year, so we'll have to turn them over for the topics. But when we release stuff through social media.
Yeah. Yep.
And our media stuff really starts closer to May, so they don't do their press release until. They do a media alert, call the stations, release a press release closer to the event is usually what they do.
Okay.
And then there's kind of pre-event marketing things that happen up till then.
All right. Yep.
I just didn't know if this would be a helpful tool to kind of stay on the same page for just so that we're not double sending press releases to the same news station.
No, that's what.
Do you think this tool would work?
That's exactly what I was concerned about. So. we have a spreadsheet that's probably very similar to this. It's based on a project that Sunshine had done, and we have. So can I share this? I mean, I can show you what we have, but it's not filled out. But it has details like when we need to get the stage, get the bands, the now past 12, every month, the 3-month mark, the 2-month mark, the 1-month mark, the 12-week mark, and then 11, 10, 9, 8,
Yeah.
And it's exactly like what you have here with different teams kind of grouped. So this is by date without a doubt, and then the resolution of day. We also have who has to be doing what in that time. And it's one of these sheets that's recycled, and Sunshine and I beat on it quickly now, good Christ, 2 months ago, and keep saying we got to update that, but it's one of those we haven't got to it. So
yeah, no, that's kind of how it is over here too. But
all of that
but
is,
I do want to.
yeah, all of those words are to say let's either use one or sync up regularly on the 2 different versions that we have. So I don't what do you feel is better about that?
So I think we should say, because we do need to sync, because I'm worried that, like, one of the things I have on our list is posting on all the event calendars in Portland.
Yes, right.
And I don't know if you guys have already done that.
Not yet. For the purpose of the reason that I haven't is because I'm sure that you are too. So.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure we're really all on the same page with that stuff, so that we're not. I don't want to confuse media outlets, especially.
Right.
What if we put a date on the calendar for maybe early next week?
Yeah.
And either have a sync meeting, or should we just try to do this all electronically between the 2 lists?
Yeah, let's. I can't speak for Sunshine. So, all right. So, what does early next week mean? And do I need? I don't have anything. What does my calendar look like? I don't have anything unique next week. The 14th.
Let me see.
Is next week really the 14th? Holy Christ. Yeah, so 14th, I don't.
Wow.
I know. Oh, that's what I was thinking of. The Reverend Horton Heat is in town in Portland on Sunday, and my good friend's birthday party, both of which obviously I won't be going to. So that's the 2 things that stuck out. Oh, and the 17th. Oh my God. So okay.
Yikes. Let's do the 14th.
Yeah, so let's do the 14th, and then that's key point because we're setting up a thunderclap for the 17th.
Okay. Yeah, we knew that was coming, so we've been.
So it would be best if we did have a sync, because you need to basically pitch the thunderclap theme by thunderclap, and they need to approve, and it usually takes like 2 or 3 days. So I wanted to get that done tonight. At least send them what our message is going to be. I haven't come up with the unified hashtag, which is really frustrating to me.
Yeah, and that's another thing I've heard from our social media is coming up with the hashtag too. So I wanted to make sure that was on the agenda. If there's going to be one event hashtag, or if there's going to be.
That's the best. That's the best.
Yeah.
So let me show you something I was considering, but I haven't. I was walking to Judy's to go throw pottery on Saturday, and I came up with this. Right? Redhead event, more on skin cancer and aim at melanoma. Now this is going to be crazy, I realize. So this is totally what one would call woodshedding. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So, inspired by this T-shirt. Okay. This was an awesome concert in 1996. I came up with the 3 projects that are part of this Redhead event, War on Skin Cancer, and Aim at Melanoma. And what I considered was something, yes, it's crazy long. So hashtag Redhead. This is going to be nuts. All in different colors, but I realized that hashtags don't really work in different colors. So, picture this though, right? So, let me drop out of next full screen, and I'm going to go, I want my desktop back. All right, so Redhead event, War on Skin Cancer, Aim at Melanoma. Okay, so this is all purple. All right, so bold everything. This is all blue, because blue, it's kind of that blue, and this is all red because it's red. Now take that, sorry I didn't have this done earlier.
No worries.
Oh, come on. Alright, so Redhead War. It really doesn't make sense right from the word go. But bear with me. War on skin. Because this is totally, like I said, woodshedding. This is like figuring out the where I was going with this, and then figuring out how it actually might work. It's the case of, I usually say something like going, I'm thinking of an animal and then going to find the cloud to fit it. Right? It's backwards.
Whatever works for creativity to happen.
Okay, so let me try to share my screen. Can I steal the screen?
Yeah, there you go.
Alright. Share screen. Desktop. I'm assuming it's sharing desktop. Yep, share screen. Okay, got that?
Something's happening. There we go. Okay.
Alright, so, inspired by David Bowie, 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
That
is the best inspiration.
Redhead War Aim on at Skin Melanoma Cancer event. Is that the craziest? I know it totally doesn't work. But... right?
This is blowing my mind.
Yeah. So maybe it's a little too klutzy. But that was one. Talk about a unified hashtag. I mean, you can't get more unified than that. Which is
I think if we take out one preposition, we'll behave.
Right. Right.
If we can lose one preposition, I'll be happy.
Redhead War at Skin Melanoma Cancer event. Yeah, I mean it's a mess, but
Redhead War
Redhead aim at war on melanoma skin cancer. I don't know. So I don't want to rat hole on it, but that's so far as the thinking that I've put into the unified hashtag.
I like the idea of unifying it, though, because I think that's one thing that I was thinking of is I was like, who's coming up with one of these, and is one already existing?
Well,
and,
yeah. So Lisa,
you know.
yeah. So Lisa and Sancy specifically said you come up with it. Oh, okay. Because
Oh, okay, good.
yeah, entirely because of what you've already said. Basically, your PR/marketing team is stretched to the gills anyway. So we are coming up with it. Okay.
Okay.
Why that's important is because the you have 128 characters to do a thunderclap, and a lot of those characters right off the bat are taken up by a very conveniently short URL called OHSU/War on Skin Cancer. Right? I mean, that's thank you very much for making that so short. Good job, guys.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that was either voice of reason and or experience, or just a stroke of brilliant luck. But I have a feeling that it was the former. And then you do, so then you go, www.ohsu.edu whack war on skin cancer unified hashtag, and then something free text, be there, check, skin check. Something very, very succinct, and then you have thousands of people, if you can. I don't know if that's going to happen. Tweet that at the same time, and in social media terms, that causes a perturbance in the it causes a disturbance in the force, and that's what thunderclap. Yeah.
Okay, I've heard of that. I just didn't know what it was. That's really cool.
That's what thunderclap is all about. They're all about basically causing a perturbance in the monitoring of all social media, and so it'll just suddenly go, wow, what's this? And then that will alarm bells and tell the Associated Press or the world to pay attention to it.
Okay, cool.
And then they share it, and then it becomes a bigger thing. So it's like a thunderclap and then kind of a rolling effect.
So that's kind of why we've been aiming for St. Patrick's Day to make sure we have stuff in place, like on our website.
That's exactly right. So we need to have.
Okay, well let me run this. Let me run this by Lisa beforehand, and then I'm making a little agenda. So on Monday, does this time work okay for you? If she can do Monday at
10. Not really, but I'll organize it. Would
later work or earlier?
Later will work.
Later? Okay.
Yeah, later noon. That steps on the meeting that Sunshine and I normally have, but maybe Sunshine could be there, right? I mean, it's.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Because I put on there just like to double check dates, like.
Yes.
Radio interviews, online event calendars, TV press releases, and that celebrity spokesperson. I know you made that list of notable redheads.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure like somebody's on, like trying to find kind of our celebrity. Yeah. Which brings me my good news that I want to make sure I tell you.
All right.
So I got connected with a volunteer lead for the Rose Festival Princesses.
Yes, cool.
We're looking for volunteer opportunities.
Yes.
So they actually can come. The tricky thing is they can't come until like noon, but all 15 of the Rose Festival princesses can come, and one of them was just elected, and she has red hair. I asked about it. So.
Right.
Which is really cool because people get excited about that, and that would be a way to. I'm not quite sure. I wanted to brainstorm maybe how we could use, like, we've got this group of 15. I want to use them somewhere usefully outside to help with the project, but they don't get there until noon. So it would be more of probably maybe just being stationed or handing out information or that kind of thing. The other thing I was going to ask you about is I know on your timeline we've been talking about 1 p.m. as the time for the photo. I want to brainstorm and see if we can move it earlier. And my thinking is that, we're really hoping that people are going to come between 9 and when the photo is.
Right.
We're just really hoping they're going to show up in a steady stream throughout the day, like we would need them to, in order to get the samples from them and give them all the information they need. That might not happen, though. They might all come at 11 a.m. So what I'm trying to think of is if everybody comes right before the photo, have to go outside for the photo, and then they know that all the stuff is happening, then we're going to get this huge group afterwards.
Right.
But that would be right before we shut down.
Right.
So I think that the photo needs to happen sooner. Would that mess up your plans?
That won't mess up anything. I mean, that really won't. Right now, so
we just put some music after it instead of before.
Right. So right now, I pre-warned Mike Prigodich is currently the first band, only because the Irish Dancers, I haven't reconnected with them, but they were going to be from 9 to 10. And then another band was going to be right after them, and then Mike Prigodich. So the Irish Dancers said that they have to be at practice from 10 to 2, which is like all day. So I don't know if they're even going to be involved. And that's because I've been concerned about the schedule and nailing down the schedule. It hasn't felt, for me, just kind of there's this intuition. It's like it's not right yet.
Yeah.
So by the way, it's not right yet. So I told Mike Prigodich, the one opening band that I have, that what's unsure, not the day, but what's unsure is their start time. And he says, great, I'll show up as early as you need. Right now we'll plan to show up at 10 because our start time's at 11, but whatever, it's totally open. And then Steven and company, the Slow the Impact band, is also planning on showing up 11 or 12 they were going to come on at 1. Rate at the rate, so the Irish Dancers are going to dance theoretically anyway between 12 and 1 when we were really doing the Guinness collection and kicking off the count, and then at the end of the count Steven's band was going to start playing. So that was the vague timing. We'd like to have it in that order, but with the Irish Dancers being out right now, I need to make sure that they realize that this is like global exposure as opposed to one Saturday of practice. I don't like, really, guys?
Yeah.
Figure that out. So I want to make sure that they're actually on board, and maybe they can just play during the noon time, because I also, if we push things too early, we're inherently just going to basically step on the whole aim walk, warm up, and announcements and all that stuff. So
yeah, we've got to give them enough time, but they should be done by. They should be done by 10:30.
Yeah, definitely 10:30. But I'm thinking more like they'll be done by 9:30, and we can have a band starting at 10.
Yeah, I think they start off, but then a band can play.
Yep.
And then they kind of come back. So, there's sort of room for music in there, not really waiting till after the stop time, I think.
Right. So, yes.
So there's like that in the morning, and then I was hoping maybe like 12:30 the photo could actually be taken. 12:30 to 12:40.
Okay, so we're looking at like 10:30, 11 o'clock the gathering starts then? Because it's going to take an hour. Yeah, so the gathering
would start at like 11:30.
Yeah, 11:30.
I really think, I know it took an hour last time.
Well, that's just with one
entrance. That was with one entrance, and we're thinking of having like 8 entrances. So I don't want to plan too much time for that and then have them all be in there, but it's earlier than we thought.
Okay. I hope it goes that smoothly. And they're not... So they're not paying, they're not getting tickets. There was a lot of being over here and getting a ticket and then getting in line, kind of, in our event. While we had the ticket lines parallelized, kind of, there was still just one line in. So now I'm not just because I want to hear it like stated very succinctly. I'm not totally clear if we're going to have a registration, if it makes sense for the redheads to register inside and then come out or whatever. So let's put that on the table. But there's
Yeah.
going to be 8, hopefully, 8 ways for them to enter into their space. And once they're entering into that space, nothing else is really happening except for maybe music as they're being counted, as they're entering. And then once they're all in, everybody that we think is going to be included, then we close off the walls, right? And the music will stop briefly so that we can make some kind of announcement. Okay, it's going to start, and then 10 minutes has to pass. That was a band last time, and then 10 minutes ends, and then there's a bunch of photos taken. So that whole, from the very beginning of when the gates are closed to the last Guinness photo and everyone making poses and cheering and all that stuff, that's at least a half an hour. So.
Oh, so it's more than the 10 minutes?
It's more than the 10 minutes because we, do different poses of taking the photo from above and then everyone kind of waving and then everyone pointing and then do a couple of different things and then people start funneling out, right? So block that out as basically total chaos, organized chaos for a half an hour.
Okay.
And then the getting people in is what took an hour. So that's an hour and a half of the total Guinness event thing. But the really blacked out portion is that half an hour of all that's happening with those redheaded people is the Guinness event.
Okay.
So when do you want that half an hour?
So that might need to be then a little earlier. I'm just making sure we have enough time on the back end for people who want to go inside then and get screened and stuff like that.
And while we have we have their, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we have their total full attention. They can't move. So that's when we make the announcement, okay, this is what's going on today. Sansi has, basically a short speech, right? All of that stuff. Go inside. This is what it's all about.
That's why I think it needs to be earlier, because I don't want to tell them to go inside and then shut down.
And then it's like 3 o'clock. Yeah, you're like, are you freaking kidding? So that's, okay.
Yeah,
good.
So I think maybe 11 to 12 is getting people in. 12 to 12:30 is the organized chaos in the fenced area. And then 12:30 until... we're going to have to start shutting down around 2.
Okay.
Because we'll end at 3, but we want to kind of start closing lines off around 2 for the screening and things to get people all trickled through.
Okay.
So that's okay with you. My only thing is I'm trying to work with the Rose Festival schedulers because I want to make sure that the girls can be there at the photo time if they want to do their,
right.
be their princesses. But I also figured they could help, too, because as people are leaving, we need a lot of directional volunteers to help move that crowd from that area in through everything in the atrium. Double check real quick. This is good on the time. I feel a lot better that we have a timeline. So if we say,
all right, so
11-ish to 12, start the photo at 12, 12 to 12:30.
That might be aggressive, but let's just go from the very beginning if you don't mind. 8:30 to 9 is the AIM warm-up and really nothing else, right?
Yeah, well, it's the AIM registration time.
Okay.
So they're getting their T-shirts and they're registering for the walk.
Okay.
And then 9 is the opening ceremony.
Can anything else be going on at that time? There's no band, there's no need for anything else outside?
Probably not. We're not really advertising for people to come there generally, so it's really the AIM people that are getting that 8:30 time.
Okay.
So it's going to be volunteers and AIM people.
Yeah. All right. And then from 9...
So 9 then is the opening ceremony, which we're hoping is going to only take 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then they're going to stretch and hopefully start walking by 9:30-ish.
Right.
And then I'm talking to Stephanie after I talk to you, actually, today. So I will double check with her about a really specific timeline for when they need the microphone, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
So if they all start walking at 9:30, I think that I know from previous years they've had somebody sort of cheering people on as they come back from walking.
Right.
So I don't know if that would work with the band or if that could kind of be over So basically, they have a finish line, and as people sort of
Yeah.
trickle back, they say like, "Yay, way to go!"
Right.
And
It's true. I've been
everybody's
there, and
clapping.
they have the
Yeah.
finish line. But if they're being
So would that work to have like? I mean, you don't want dead silence though, too. Like,
right, and it's a really long
would we
time
do?
because some people run, some people walk.
Yeah.
So
do we want music there? Plus, can people still be cheered on? You know, I'll brainstorm maybe how she feels about that, because I think that makes sense to me. Is that we would have like entertainment happening
well,
while people are coming across the finish line.
if you can see my hand, if that is the TriMet, that's the train line. So that's the very south side of the building, and this is, you know, where I think the very north side where the band is going to be. Where is the walk starting and ending? Is it this side? Yeah, it's on the south side, right?
It's by the train tracks, yeah.
So.
And I think the band is actually going to be in the middle.
Oh.
I think we talked about putting the band in that under the covered area, so they'll be.
How does that work? Facing out? Facing east? Facing toward Mount Hood?
Facing out into the open. Because I think the reason they talked about that is because it can't be, there's a slope by the tracks.
Yeah, that's.
But then on the other side where the street, that closed off street is, that's where they need to put the high lift, scissor lift. For the photo.
That's, the scissor lift, relatively speaking, is small. And it's portable. We drive it around. And it literally can be, it's way higher than the stage. It's going to be a 40-foot scissor lift. Yeah, it's way higher.
Okay.
So
it could probably go along the back there, and then the stage could still be on that street closed area?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't we just put the stage over there then?
Can we just do that? Please?
I think so.
God.
I don't have a problem with it.
I would really like to be able to do that. Okay.
Remember we were all doing that walk around?
I do. But then the meeting ended, and then there was a lot of stuff that happened that I don't know about, but it's okay.
I know. I'm sorry. Somebody just sort of closed your computer off.
Right. It's okay. I mean, it's the way that it had to happen, but it's but the stage being even on the inside of the street is pretty restrictive. If it can be on the street, it's our street. Once we have the permit done.
Yeah.
That
how's
great.
that permit going?
It's getting there. I'm writing it, but it's it's not formally filed yet. I've already talked to the city, and they tell me I've got all the stuff that I need. That's tonight's duties.
Well, and let me know too, because I know like Stephanie was having trouble with the bridge permit, and I was able to make a phone call and kind of help out a little bit. So let me know if you get stuck on that, because I think that street's going to be really important.
Yeah, it's critical. Yeah, there's no doubt. All of the write-up is really about we're not having any alcohol, so that helps that out.
Yeah.
They let us have food, and that was the question it was a long delay, and they got my email address wrong, so there were like days in delay there. And then I went out of town. So all of that happened.
Okay.
Yeah, if we can, if we can have the stage on the street, then that gives us a huge amount of room. That's really awesome. So let's try and plan that. But literally the scissor lift, it's actually, I'm planning on one of those not a scissor lift that goes up and down, but a boom truck thing.
Okay, cool.
So it can actually like reach over the stage if necessary.
And are you doing this whole photography thing, or are you?
Well, I'm going to try to sucker some.
Getting like a company.
No, not a company. Maybe a company. I have a couple of photographers that are really good. One of them is a redhead, in fact. So clearly he can't be both in the photo and taking the photo simultaneously. So we'll have to figure that out. But
the logistics, you've got somebody kind of figuring out the logistics.
Yeah. I mean, they're it's just a lift. So don't worry about the lift. The lift will be either behind the stage or we can drive it around. It's fine. That's not a problem.
Okay.
So
I should check though before we move on. I just want to double check what we were talking about, the registration process.
Yeah.
Because I think from what I was understanding is that the people who are coming, since there's no tickets needed, really they could get. So if we have these 8 stations, each with a volunteer and a turnstile, we could take the photo there and they could walk in through the turnstile. That's all they would need to do.
Idealistic way to go. Yes, that is. Okay. That would be perfect. Yes.
Okay. Because what I've been trying to think through is I mean, we're really trying to brainstorm how we get these saliva samples.
Yeah.
So I'm going to really be trying to figure out how to move people through logistically so that everybody gets the chance to go inside and go through the central event check-in.
Yep.
But I know because I looked at that flyer you sent me for a volunteer opportunity.
Yep.
And it was for check-in. So I just wanted to make sure that that's for the check-in I'm talking about, not for a separate one.
No, it's not. That's unfortunately it's a recycled flyer. I kind of warned our writer. I'm like, that's going to confuse things. Yeah. So no, it's a recycled flyer from 2013. It's not necessary that it's a check-in. Yes, you guys need check-ins, and that hopefully is just a reusable flyer or whatever. But it's totally.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't need it separately.
Nope, it's mutable. That whole thing was literally a boilerplate template. Like, if you need that language, it's good, or not, throw it all away. So no, we don't need registration now. But let's be the person, right? Let's be anybody off the street, any color hair, and you go walking in here. What's going on? And you see a table where everyone's lined up. There's a tendency to be a person and want to line up with everyone else. And why is that?
Well, and we want them to.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So
the trick is that at a certain point in the day, so say if we're starting to move people into this, when we start the wrangling, when we need to move people in, that's when we're going to have to kind of shut down our check-in process. Because if people are coming at 9 to 11, we want them to get in that line. We're going to be trying to advertise for them, and hopefully that will come across on Facebook and pre-event things. We want people to come into this central check-in area and see all these opportunities to get a screening or do research. But at a certain point, the priority becomes moving them. So we're going to use our volunteers, and we're going to kind of shut down our lines, and we're going to say, priority is, if you're here for this event, we'll have an announcement, and we'll have people, the volunteers, be helping, because we'll tell people, come back later after the photo. But the priority needs to be to move them outside at a certain point.
Right.
So that's our plan, is to have a registration process, but to kind of change it at a certain point to move people where they need to be. And then after the photos, hopefully we'll have Nancy giving her spiel and things. And so hopefully people are going to want to come back in.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah. That's the message. I really hope that, and I think it's good that you thought that all the way through, because I think that you're dead on. We really need to make sure that the Guinness event is done with plenty of time to really have people engaged in the day, instead of it being the last thing and assuming that they've been engaged all day, which is probably a bad assumption. So I like the idea of having the Guinness event earlier, and then hopefully everyone doesn't go home after the movie, right? That's the point. The bands are still going to play. We'll still have the food. I mean, the entirety of the event, Redhead event, and all of everything inside will still be engaging, and people will still be there. And it's actually a boon that the Rose Festival people are going to show up, because they'll want to be there for the Rose Festival people, and it's kind of another thing, generating more energy into the day. How long can they be there for? Do you know?
They can be there till 3, so they can do the whole later part of the day. I'm trying to think of
that's great.
How can we use volunteers, especially kind of famous volunteers, to help move people from getting out of the area and trying to get them in.
Right.
And I think a lot of that is going to be what Fancy says to them during that. If she has a little bit of time, a couple of minutes, talk during the time when she has everybody's attention. Hopefully she can be enthusiastic enough to convince them.
Right. Yeah, while not sexy, as Sunshine would say, she's dead on. I mean, she's the message that Sansi could take all 10 minutes of the actual Guinness event, right? I mean, that's I hope not, but I mean, that can be the case. People might get kind of bored with the whole thing, but Sansi's is pretty engaging. So I think I'm a little more convinced. I'm not a little more convinced. I'm more convinced that Sansi opens the Guinness event, assuming the dancers aren't there. We need to have a good energy when the Guinness event starts, right? and like
Mhm.
everyone kind of being somber when the Guinness event starts is going to be kind of the 10 minutes of hell, right? So I'm trying to make that transition of, okay, we just had a great band, maybe this music, this fusion jazz and all. I'm assuming that that's when they're playing, and then we get this lecture by by a doctorate in skin cancer. Ugh, that's pretty heavy. So maybe I'm brainstorming.
Yeah.
Would Sansi's lecture be at the end of the 10 minutes so that people know they're probably tired of being there for 10 minutes?
It doesn't need. It wouldn't be a lecture. It would be like a couple minutes, and it would be her kind of like, here's what you could accomplish by donating a sample of your saliva.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you could help donate the DNA that we can sequence to try to find out more about this risk for skin cancer and then how to fix it.
Yeah, so I'm making sure that message isn't the first time that the participants hear this. So that, like, now they're corralled and they're gonna have some scientific test done on them all in mass.
I know what you mean. And this is why we checked. This is not like, they're not going to consent for anything. They're not going to hear that kind of detail at this point. It's basically just like trying to motivate them, really optimistically motivate people for how they can contribute to scientific advancement if they take the time when they come out of there and go spit and something.
Right. Yes. Yes, it's kind of ridiculous, I realize. Just because I'm thinking about it, so I've now invited, there's a male model that has been involved with this guy, Thomas.
I think I saw him on your Facebook.
Yes, right. His name's Brendan. He's pretty hot.
Oh, good.
And so what's Thomas's last name? And I don't remember. Thomas Knights. Thomas Knights did this project. He started this project 2 years ago. It's nothing to do with Phil Knight. It's plural, Thomas Knights. And so Brendan, what's his last name? Anyway, he promises to be there. That would be cool for no other reason than he's pretty hot.
Can we use his face for marketing material?
Yeah, right. I haven't broached that, and if we did, I'm sure it would be expensive. As well, a good friend, I'll say good acquaintance, Courtney Gaines, which is on my list of famous redheads. I just happened to skewer him on Facebook the other day and said, hey, see if you can come to this. That would be really quite cool. It's for a good cause. You might know him from being the redhead in Colors, the movie Colors, or being Malachi on Children of the Corn.
Oh gosh!
Right. Yeah, he was Malachi.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Poor guy. This is the reaction he gets when he goes somewhere.
You were what? Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want you there.
I know, you're freaking me out, man. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's a wonderful, wonderful
awesome.
man. So there, I haven't got a response from him, yes or no, but that would be kind of cool. So I guess what that was a segue into how, if we do get somebody, what do we ask them, to do for helping keep people engaged and go inside, and what's that mess? We have talking points, that's awesome, but can we come up with, and it doesn't have to be tonight obviously, but can we come up with a here's what we really would love for you to be able to impart upon everyone for the value of why they're there. So.
And I think part of that might be like maybe what you can offer as far as the timeline goes. Since you have entertainment going on, like maybe in between entertainment, can people speak?
Yeah.
Also the thing is we've talked about the presentations. So our marketing pretty soon is going to start to include this little timeline.
Okay.
And we're going to have these presenters scheduled with really cool topics.
Okay.
I mean,
inside.
Nancy's going to talk about. Yeah, inside.
Right.
So throughout the day, there's going to be these 15-minute mini talks
Yeah.
that you can go, and then you can actually just be there one-on-one and talk to researchers and scientists about like, Santa's going to talk about genetics. We have somebody who wants to talk about doing education in schools for prevention, and somebody talking about like using natural products to fight cancer and what some of the risks are. And, so there's like some topics that are really engaging for people. So, but that's kind of, that's kind of inside stuff. Maybe that's a way we can brainstorm that if there's people talking on stage, they'll be outdoors. So how can that kind of help to move people into what they could be getting outside or inside with?
In Italian, sempre, sempre, sempre. Always, 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 right? So we send people whenever someone's on stage, thank you very much, Mike Prigodich. It was a really wonderful set. Go inside.
You can get a free screening.
You can get a free screening. Exactly. So.
Or so-and-so's about to talk about treatment options for biopsies, or, whatever they're going to talk about. Maybe they could give a little.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Okay, so I ended my schedule. I'm sorry to jump back to this, but I ended my schedule at 9:30. No, AIM starts walking. I know that in the 11 time frame, we're going to be telling people at 11, go get through the counting, go get collected. Need to be done with that by 12 for the 12:30. So let's get granular on that, I guess. But the 12:30 end, I don't know, Guinness end. So at 12 to 12:30, there's going to be maybe 5 minutes of Sansi. So there's the event needs to be 10 minutes. Do you want Sansi's talk to consume some of that 10 minutes? Yeah. All right.
I'll tell her to keep it really upbeat, though.
Right.
So we be really positive.
We have an announcement. Right. So we have an announcement beep or some kind of tone. You read this in the Guinness requirements. So far, the long story there, but we have an announcement beep. 10 minutes has to go by and it has to be specifically measured, and then at the end of that 10 minutes, another beep ends the event, and then pictures are taken and things are done. So that's the whole 12 to 12:30, right? So if Sansi starts talking, then 12:10, Guinness is over, and 20 minutes at most of photos.
Okay.
So we have 20 minutes. No band is going to play for 20 minutes. Maybe they did during the Redhead event. I mean, that's the way it worked, right? And at that time, if Mike goes on at 10:30 and he's playing at 11 through the collection time, so the set's going to be 45 minutes for them to 50 minutes. We'll be striking set for Mike P just in time for the Guinness to start, and the original plan was for the Irish dancers to do the half an hour of that Guinness event. Them maybe not being there, that's the problem, them being wishy-washy, but I got to get that figured out. What are we going to do for that 20 minutes of people being captured outside? And it's kind of okay. We want to be quiet because, like, I'm referencing in my brain, but not with you. Bart in the Netherlands, he has a mic and he's taking photos. But then again, he's a photographer. So he has a mic and the boom truck is moving around and he gets different perspectives, like straight down and kind of from the side, and everyone points inward and everyone waves and different stuff. But he's talking through the PA system, through his mic from up in the boom truck. And it takes, like 20 minutes to do all this stuff. So I guess...
So is that something you're looking into, that AV kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, we've already got that. But if not from DJ Prashant, I've got that figured out. That's no problem. So that's that half an hour. I'd say let's just block out that whole half an hour as being just basically dedicated to the Guinness work. No other
11:30
to 12 to 12:30 is that full thing is just nothing but Guinness.
That's the Guinness time, yeah.
Right. So
then I have 11 to 12 being wrangling time.
Mike Prigodich is playing. So that's an hour and a half. 9:30 to 11. What's going on is when people were going to be coming back from the walk, you figure at 10:30, you said?
Yeah, I mean it'll be trickling.
Yeah.
So basically, the music from 9:30 until 11 should include. So from 9:30 to 11, whoever's playing will hopefully be something that can be flexible, I guess.
Yeah.
Because there could be people coming back from the walk, and there's going to be a lot of exciting things happening inside that we'd want them to kind of mention. So do you think that would work?
Yeah.
People that would like in between.
Yeah. So that could be. That could be Michael or DJ Shoehorn, where they're basically just sideshow guys. I mean, they're really great.
They're fun, yeah.
They were fun.
But if they could, I just don't want it to be somebody who's mad because we need to interrupt them to say something. I want it to be somebody who was like.
No, I think they. I mean, I know they would be totally amicable to any of that stuff. So if we get a band in that space, then those two will be it. The original plan was to have the dancers kind of open the day, but what I keep kind of brushing it off. But frankly, I just need to talk to the lead and say, hey, look, this is. I realize it's a Saturday out, but you need to either commit or not be there, and then we'll figure that out. So I just haven't gotten that done. But okay, and then after 12:30. We really want to focus everything on the inside, but that's basically when Steven's going to be playing on the outside. Okay.
Okay.
That's going to have to be. Yeah, that'll just have. That's just the way it's going to have to go. So let's say even 1 o'clock, which is the original plan anyway. Slow the Impact is going to be outside through to whenever they play. That's 2 to 2:30. And they
So when is Steven going?
So let's just call them at 1.
Okay.
Because there's nothing going to be really going on stage, right?
After that.
From 12 to 12:30, other than Sansi making the announcement, but they can be doing the setup. Steven is a redhead, so he has to be in the count.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and then once the count is over, they go back on stage and they start playing. So we'll have music outside, but really the focus is everything inside, and we can make the announcement, introduce the band, have that happen. And then what happened at the end of the day for 2013, so that's 3 o'clock, is the long list of accolades, announcements, and thank yous. So does that happen inside or outside?
Because, the stage will be outside, and
right.
People will be outside, so there might be people inside, but I think what we're planning to do with the AV is have I think we're going to have it, piped in, so I think we're going to do, the opening ceremony and everything outside.
Okay.
But just have, speakers at some point that we can, if there's an announcement or a talk or something, it would be playing.
So have the ability to play inside, but I'm sure when the band is playing, we want to shut off the band inside, right?
That'll be shut off. It'll just be for, announcements, when we're trying to wrangle the crowd together.
Right.
Or during the opening ceremonies, not everybody's standing outside. Some people might all be inside.
Right. Okay, so closing at 3-ish.
Would be outside, yeah.
Closing outside.
And then we'll just turn on those speakers then and pipe it into the main area, too.
Yep. All right. And then opening is outside. All right. Yeah, good.
Okay, so with this schedule then, so if we schedule these little mini presentations, that's where I would want to work it into the schedule.
Exactly.
So that people could say, hey, in 5 minutes, so-and-so is going to talk about this really exciting thing. Head over to the red balloons in the atrium where the classroom is.
Yep. So, just because I'm selfish this way, Steven came up with a street side banner, 2 different versions. So let me share again. That's not to interrupt, sorry. And thank you. I know we're going over an hour, but here we are. Okay, so this is attempt 1, kind of. Can you see this? I want to send
Oh
it.
wow.
I'm going to send it to you, but that's the gist. So we'll send it along for approval. But this is the gist of this is 3 feet wide by 8 feet tall, and it'll be those street side banners. So the schedule of events is going to be like along Moody and whatever. These are going to be outside. We'll
Okay.
have 2 to 4 of these, whatever that means. I threw at him my best guess, right? But do we need to put in 8:30 up here? And it was my best guess. This is totally a draft. So let's. I'll share this with you. I just got it. There's also a blue version, depending on whether or not we like the blue feeling.
Okay.
Or both. We could have 2 of each or whatever. And then he also made these handouts for the on the ground people. These are 8.5 by 11 sheets, right? With a little more detail, in the sheet, and then all equal size sponsors down below. Another guess. I don't know if Sage is specifically called out. It's a guess. So I guess I brought this up because of the timelines. Let's get that. I'll have them redraft this, but the big question is, do we want something as early as 8:30 to say AIM registration up here?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. We'll send this to Lisa first of all, because I know that our marketing person is working on the same thing.
Okay.
So send that on to Lisa and make sure.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
And I'll tell her to look at it and what you were talking about, because I like the way that looks. Actually, I mean, if that's already been created, I wouldn't ask our. But our marketing team is also donating things in kind for us, so they're going to create banners and signage for free for us.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't want to step on people. I mean, it's what we did last time. It's what I mean, we said here, Steven, recycle this. This is the time. How long does it? It literally took them 5 minutes to do it. I'm sure.
And I like that. I mean, I think that's exactly what I was thinking about. So, I mean, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little bit more detail if we have some of these like presentation topics. That would be super exciting.
Yep. That would be very
cool. People might want to hear that.
So let me put together an Excel spreadsheet of what we just talked about, unless you already have it, of what we just talked about. Do you have that?
For the schedule?
Yeah.
I would actually like to hear all your times for the players, and then I've been kind of keeping track here too, but I'll add, I want to try to add like the presentation time, so we could, when we're doing the master MC schedule, we could say, and now mention in 10 minutes this is starting, or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we could put all of those cues in.
That would be perfect. Yep. God, I wish I can get.
So then whoever's on stage will then have like kind of the script, like here's who's being queued up, here's what they're saying in between while we're setting up. They're gonna,
I need a stage manager. I know exactly the person of a stage manager I need. Maybe I can talk Nicole into doing this, because she's seriously Portland's best stage manager. She is hands down the best stage manager. So maybe I can talk her into that. Okay, great. So I'll draft this into Excel, and with enough room, or maybe we can go side by side columns of the inside outside stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, let me just send you. I can just send you an email right now. I mean, I have this is like super simple, but it's my first draft for. Let me see. And my formatting just messed up because I just threw it into an email, but so you can see.
That's cool.
So I've been working on something like this. I just sent that email over to you.
Got it.
So, I mean, you can just delete that. I'll actually change the times on here and put different titles in, but this is like when the presentations are happening kind of thing.
Great. And this is...
So go ahead and delete that, but I'll send you that with as much information as I have right now, so that like the times and the things that are happening inside that we'd want to mention would be,
So this is wrong. All right.
Yeah, because
So,
we are talking about starting. Well, opening ceremony is still at 9. Everything's going to open at 9:30. The walk will be finished around 10:30. We'd have to start moving everything down an hour. So redhead wrangling would be 11.
11.
Guinness photo would be 12 to 12:30. So with those basic times, if you want to put in kind of like start-stop times for like music and everything around those major times, and then I can add in like where we would want somebody to announce a presentation topic, I
guess. Did you send it?
No, not yet.
Okay, that's cool. I'm inviting Megan O'Leary from Oregon Entrepreneur Network. I kind of blathered on last night at her, but hopefully she's interested. That would bring in some good, if nothing else, good money.
Good.
Yeah. And with a name like O'Leary, she might even be a redhead. Who knows? No, probably not. I've met surprisingly few, but hey, there's a lot of O'Callahans, O'Learys, O'Briens. Oh my.
I've been seeing people with red hair everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere I go.
Isn't that funny?
So if we do 9:30 and 45. That'd be 11:30. So I'm putting these presentation times on here. I know they interfere with stuff, but we have some people that are coming, like we have presentations going on all day, even during the redhead part, because there's going to be people coming in for other reasons, and so they'll just, I'm trying to kind of think about the topics and not do anything that, certain groups are going to want to hear during something else they'd want to be doing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't have, the extreme example, you don't have how melanin affects gingers happening, exactly at 12 o'clock, right?
Exactly.
That makes no sense.
Okay, I think that's enough. So I'm putting the presentations about 45 minutes apart, and I don't have the topics, but I'll work on getting the topics.
Okay.
Redhead wrangling, 11 a.m. Photo at 12.
Wrangling, I love that. That is precious. Yeah. I just can't help but to think of Roy Rogers. Right?
Event and 12. Okay.
On a totally separate subject, I connected with Don Hillman and Wayne Peterson from the fairgrounds. Did I tell you this already?
No. How'd that go?
Not well. They don't have turnstiles. They know Larry and they love him. Wish him best of luck. They certainly don't have them for rent, and they were expecting me to say that we want to hold the event at the state fair. I'm like, no.
Oh.
Yeah, but
wow.
like, well, that's no. And they've had a hard time finding counting turnstiles, and they've said, hey, that's a perfect idea, except now technology has surpassed that for them, and they sell tickets and barcode tickets, and that's the way they work. So they've never really bothered solving the counting turnstile problem, even though they fully agree that counting turnstiles is a far more accurate approach to counting people. good luck with that.
I mean, if we do have a plan B, I mean,
well, right now the cost of the quote that I've got is $4,800 for 8 of them. Yeah. So.
Does that include shipping?
Yeah, that's all of it. The plan B is being worked, right, in one of the many night job time slots, and I hope that it works, but it's not counting turnstiles, right? So it's whatever. There's another company that says, okay, give us the time frames and all that stuff. They haven't given me a quote yet because they don't know what the shipping cost is going to be. The company that we actually got a quote from, it's an unofficial quote. They've done a lot of Guinness events, and they said this is just the way to go with Guinness events. So they probably know that, and they know the market needs them, and so therefore they charge for it, right? I mean, that's it.
Yeah. I wish they would give us a deal.
Yeah, I tried doing the Jedi mind trick. This is this is the nonprofit you're looking for. No, they don't care.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
On a similar note, how are sponsorships going?
Oh well, so we have all of our sponsorship flyers, and it's sending them out and connecting with people. We don't have real money in yet.
Because one thing I was thinking of is, what was I thinking of? Oh yes, so that Smartsheet tool for keeping track.
Yeah.
I put a section in there, and I was going to try to use that. One thing I'm worried about besides double asking media outlets is I really want to make sure we don't double ask businesses.
Yeah.
So I know Stephanie, and she has some people helping her now.
Okay.
And then I know you guys, so I was hoping to talk to both of you about maybe using that list.
Let's just use
and
that.
Adding to that list.
Yep.
If that would work, just so that we know kind of who people are going after and who's confirmed, and so that way we don't double up on them.
Yeah, we'll pass along.
I feel like there's probably people out there who want to sponsor this event.
If not in kind, we have kind of this cute little list of the red rose level, the red Corvette level. It's cute.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay, so you have
times. I know we have some people, like Chad was working on it. I don't know if he's been really doing anything, though. And then Marsha's been working on things, so I'm not sure where she's at. But I know we've got good people working on this. I know Sunshine's reaching out to people.
Yep. Okay, so I'm just looking through this schedule. I'll take this and add it into an Excel sheet for the real times, and do a share on that.
Then if we add in there, like when we mention, like, hey, don't forget you can go get a free screening.
Yeah.
Or check out this presentation starting in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The more we can do that, I think that's the best way to communicate with people. And I like the handouts and the banners. I would even I don't know if it would take up too much room if we added a couple like presentation topics that people might be interested in.
You tell me. We can fit it. It's just how big does the font get, right? And Steven is incredibly fast to this. I mean, I think I'm quick. I get around effectively Photoshop, the open source Photoshop, pretty quickly. But he not only gets around quickly, but he also is very creative quickly. So whatever. So, and
I like the way those look a lot.
Yeah. We do need to get the banner, the over the stage banner, approved, and I sent that along, but I haven't heard anything back.
You sent that to Lisa?
You and Lisa, and just you guys.
Okay.
It was in a we need business cards and we need this banner approved kind of email, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're going to go through banners on the cheap, which is probably going to be around $400, $500 for the banner, and it takes about a week unless we expedite it. It actually takes like 2 weeks unless we expedite it, and then it's a week, and it costs about time and a half if we expedite it. So,
okay.
Getting it done as soon as
So
possible.
I'm going to put this on the calendar, and
Okay.
I'm not going to be here on Monday, but cause I'm working on an event on Saturday, so I'm taking Monday off. But it's not really, it's fine because I think if you and Lisa and hopefully Sunshine and then Patrick, our marketing person for the department, I think if you guys have a powwow, I
Okay.
put together an agenda. I'll send out the meeting
Cool. Okay.
date for Monday at noon if that works. And so you can check in with Lisa on like where they're at with the flyer and cards,
Yeah.
approving that over the stage banner that you sent, looking at those street banners you just showed me,
Yep.
the hashtag for the thunderclap, who's doing radio interviews, online event calendar, just making sure we're all on the same page, press release, and then talking about who's contacting celebrity spokespeople.
Okay.
And kind of maybe what we're offering them. And then a budget update. If you want to look at that smart sheet, one of those is the budget. If you want to just double check and see if those numbers have changed for you at all.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I've gone through and changed some of our stuff, so that would be a good time to catch up on that.
Yeah, that's
I
not.
think I put like what you sent me in Excel, I put in that smart sheet, so hopefully I didn't accidentally change anything on there.
No, I'm sure it's fine. And
But I think if that might be a good chance for you to catch up because I have no clout in the marketing world. But if you catch up with Lisa on that, it would be a good time.
okay. That's a busy schedule for Monday. Did you say you're going to put that in an agenda, or did you just give me the whole agenda?
Well, I'll write it into I'll send out like a meeting invitation with those agenda points on it, and I'll make sure. I mean, I know what page you're on, so I'll make sure that Lisa kind of sees those things that you've already sent, and then hopefully it'll just be a quick, yay, nay, or update on it instead of talking it through again.
That would be great. Okay. So I didn't know if I needed to write down the agenda to.
Oh, no, I'll send it.
Okay.
I'll send that.
I think that was all the everything. I hope to make a better hashtag.
I kind of like it.
I'm going to send Chad a mail that I connected with those guys. They said that they're going to get back with me because they might know people, but it's the good old boy network, and that's, I mean, it's...
Yeah.
It's like
if we have to pay for it, we have to pay for it. At least we know where to get them.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least we know we can make it happen, and because I think as long as we can count them and take the photos, is that another thing that's on your agenda? Is like the cameras themselves for the volunteers who are taking those photos?
So the volunteers are going to have to bring their own cameras. I have to get, some truth be told here, a number of digital video cameras to have at least a video camera that can take, clear image of a set of entrances and another camera, so that we don't have to have one camera per image or per entrance, because that's just kind of ridiculous, I think. But then another camera that's taking a shot of the whole day, believe it or not, from up above. And I'm hoping that we may be able to just kind of like stick the high lift high and be constantly videoing from that, or put it inside the building somewhere on any one of the floors, but just be facing down. During the event is really the critical part. During the collection of people. Yeah. So basically this camera needs to be recording from like 10:30 to 1 over the whole space, if we can. Not if we can. I mean, it's over the whole space. That needs to happen. I don't know how. So.
Well, and if you think of some names of some AV companies or photography companies or something, I think if we reach out to somebody about donating rentals for equipment and stuff, let me know if there's any way we can be useful to make that.
Okay.
That's I think there's some things that could save us a lot of money if we approach them.
I do know. I mean, that's, so I'll definitely connect and see if we have basically the horsepower from OHSU to say, can you do a donation, a kind of a donation in kind, and do I have the freedom to say that you'll be mentioned, because that's usually what they like. I mean, you'll
Yeah,
have at least,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So,
So, just those specific things. If there's things that are really important that could just save us a lot of our budget, if we could maybe get our foundation people to help us make the app, or
right.
you know, I know they've given us materials and things, but if there's anything additional for those really tricky ones, I'd want to,
Right.
you know, make sure we do all that we can.
Yeah, save those cards for that, for the harder things. Yeah. All right. Cool. I'm gonna schedule the stage and all that stuff so that we have it scheduled nice and early.
Okay, good.
Not in weeks. I'm gonna get that done.
I'm gonna share my screen real quick too for one more thing.
I want to let you go as soon as possible here, whenever that might happen. But
I'll just show you this one more thing. Is where'd my screen share go?
am I still? Do I need to give?
Are you sharing? Oh, here's mine. Okay, can you see this volunteer thing?
Yes. Perfect. Yes.
Okay. So I tried to. This is the program I use.
Yeah.
So
I know of Volunteer Spot. I've never done it, but all right, cool.
yeah, we bought one. So I have I created 2 spots.
Okay.
So there's a page. Let me show you the page first.
Cool.
So this gives you War on Skin Cancer research, community events. This is from last year, so I have to update it a little bit more.
Yeah, cool.
And add more stuff in. But basically they get, this link isn't live yet. I just did the sign-up sheet, but I'm going to create this page with more information, and our website's on here.
Yeah.
So then underneath that, then they'll get, these are the ones that are actually live right now. So there's 2 separate things they can click on. So Outreach, this is the pre-event stuff. So this is from you.
Okay. Yep. Nice.
And then when they click on it, they would get, first they have to put their email in.
Yep.
And then they get these that they could sign up for.
Yep.
And so when they sign up, then you would get the email addresses.
I love it.
I can either have you just log in and get them, or I can send them to you.
Yeah, I don't. Either way, I have to. Yeah. So send you. Yeah, I don't care.
Hand them off either way.
Hand them off. Yep. Right.
And so then under the same page, you would have those 2 sign-ups, the outreach volunteers, and then the day of event positions are here.
Got it.
So I just did, for now, I wasn't sure how much detail to put in here. So I put event volunteers. They could be helping with info tables, screening, education, the world record attempt. Some of the things they could do is be stationed at entrances, monitor the area to keep people from entering, take photos of participants.
Yep.
So I made it all just this general thing, and I could break it down. I just didn't know if I had enough detail to create those specific spots.
Yeah. That's great.
So that's what I have so far.
Okay. We do have a call of a few people, I'm going to say 6, that are actively interested in volunteering and getting their people to volunteer. So this is what they probably think of as volunteers as day of work.
Okay.
You know, and
which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think just to break this down, I would need, so see how these are like really small? So like for health education, I just put in like, you know, kind of a line to hook them in, and then a couple little things like, this is what you'll be doing. We'll be giving you detailed information.
Okay.
It doesn't look like that. When you preview the sign up, it looks like...
When you get it, it's... Right, nice.
It looks like this.
Yeah.
Right. So you get event volunteers. These kinds of volunteers for health education, for the walk.
You could read the whole thing.
Stream.
Okay.
So I could add specific spots.
Okay.
If you give me like a short description like this for like what a photographer would do, like you need to bring your camera and you know that kind of thing.
We do have.
So if you give.
We have a volunteer sign up sheet that we're now working on and sending out.
Okay.
And so if it's not already been shared with you, I'd be kind of surprised. But we'll pass that along, and it's like 5 or 6 different positions for day of and for event management up to the day. So meaning kind of like what you already had, the the community, the community connectors, the outreach people, all of that stuff. So we're formalizing that more into a sheet to be able to share, so that we can. It's more specifically to banks and a couple of, well, mostly banks, the companies that we want to kind of have this internal competition. We got more volunteers than you did, and that's a good thing for something, right? So, yeah.
So, just let me know what would be helpful for you guys, because so this is just our general one, and we include the link on our website.
Okay.
If you go to our website, there's a volunteer page that kind of lists these, and then you click through to the actual program.
Yeah.
So if you want to have this program be the one central place, you would give me all of your slots, and I would put them in here.
Okay.
But if you would rather have your own, if you're doing sign-up sheets like that, it might be confusing then to try to have some on sign-up sheets and some in here. So I might just give you these volunteers that I get.
Yeah.
To put on your sign-up sheet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, and I understand the message. I'll say this I'm just going to say it. So we're making progress because these banks, the people that Sunshine's outreaching now is interested in getting going on it, and we didn't have the volunteer spot links, so we just wanted to get them engaged, and then we can. I'll be happy to just manually merge the people if that ends up being what it takes. But I would rather use a tool like this than managing emails and shuffling, tons of messages and shit, because that really doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, and I think the link might have gotten, I know I sent it a couple of weeks ago, it might have just gotten lost in all the emails.
Oh, yeah, I've looked for it, so.
Sorry, I didn't know you guys were not. You didn't have that. Yeah, this has been up for a while, I'm sorry.
It's all good. I'll find it.
It is an online link, though.
All right.
So depending on how she's communicating with people, it's kind of, if a paper schedule is easier.
Well, we haven't
sent. Or if she wants the link.
Yeah, we haven't sent it yet. So that's one of my many tasks in the next 4 hours, 5 hours, to make sure that we settle on this. And I'll find the link, therefore, and.
I'll just send it.
Okay.
But the thing is I don't, because I don't have the details from you guys yet to create the detailed spot. So I just have this general event spot. So if I give you a link, it'll just link to this general spot.
Right, I get it.
So if you guys want a detailed breakdown of what they could sign up for, either a photographer or some other kind of volunteer job,
right,
then that means that I have to get the information from you guys and create it in here.
Yeah, I'll get that to you as soon as I can.
But I mean, I don't have to. It's just however works for you guys.
No, this is much better.
If you want me to put it in here, or if you want me just to list it generally and then send you the people.
No, this.
Either way works for me.
Let's use this. Really, this is the tool that OHSU's using, and the list that you might have sent out for the different regions, right? So everyone's going to be going through here, yeah.
Mhm.
So.
Well, from all our registry people will, so they'll see all the different options that we give them.
Yeah, there's no question about that. I don't see why not. So, yeah, cool. Okay, man, I'm sorry. I really just must have missed that. So.
No, it's okay. I think that was just a miscommunication because I was kind of waiting for you guys to send me something, and I think you were waiting for me to send you something.
Awesome.
That's
maybe.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay. Thank you, Liz. Oh, God.
I will just send you, if you just go, I just sent you the link just to the general volunteer spot. If you create yourself an ID and tell me when you did it, I can just add you as an organizer on my page, and then you can actually create spots.
Okay.
But then instead of spending stuff for me to create a spot, you could just create a spot because you'd be on the program.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, in fact, something like February 24th? No. I don't know. All right. All right, I'll get it signed in. Does it make sense that can we have multiples? Like, so Sunshine signs up and I sign up, like separate, or should
Yeah.
Redhead event sign up? Okay.
So I could actually do, so when you get that, we have so we have this page.
Yeah, it's a licensing thing. So, I mean, many of these online tools charge per user or whatever. So
I think I can have as many, I can put as many organizers as I want. So the subscription is just under me, but I'm pretty sure if I make you a like co-organizer on the page, I think it'll let you add stuff.
All right, let's just go with
that. So I could create your, if I create a sign up, like I have this one called Outreach Volunteers.
Yeah.
If you sign up so that your email and stuff is in Volunteer Spot, I can make you the coordinator on Outreach Volunteers.
Yeah.
And I think that'll let you change stuff. So we'll just have to try it. So like I would make you the coordinator on here. So you should be able to edit it.
Yep. All right. Yeah, it was.
And I could change the name of this, so we could actually do like this, instead of being Outreach Volunteers, it could be Redhead Event Volunteers, and you could put all your individual spots in one.
Okay.
If you wanted to do it that way.
I think the biggest thing is let's get Sunshine on this, as well, so that we can all have the same language. So she's really the brains around volunteer management. She's got that nailed. Meaning, let's, I'll make sure that she has the link, and then whether we discuss it or not, I'll make sure that she gets on it and can create her account and review the levels of volunteers, and then we'll kind of establish the names of the volunteer groups, and we'll fly from there. Because it would be better to be able to then, just say that I want to be able to post this on our redheadevent.org website, as well as the Facebook page and the Twitter feed, to say, we need volunteers at these spaces. Please, sign up.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
To do, and I think we just needed to get on the same page, which
Sorry,
we're doing now.
Yep, that was 2 weeks ago.
I just want to make sure I don't want to write this without it being what you guys want it to be too.
Yeah. No, she has a lot of good work done on volunteer sheets. We haven't pulled that trigger yet, so that's why.
Okay.
Good.
All right, that sounds good.
What else? I've been looking through my notes as to anything else that we want to cover. I've reached out to the mounted police because they have a horse named Red.
Oh, cool.
And I thought that would be cool that they show up, but they haven't got back with me, and their voicemail says that they're not doing tours. I don't know what that means. So maybe they won't show up, or I'm not really sure what the deal is. But that's a thinly veiled intro to say that I would like to have. I'd like to have some kind of police or security presence there, just for having large groups of people to be secure. I know that kind of vague, but it's just a concern of mine. So it's something I want to raise again. I realize that it's not Pioneer Courthouse Square, so we don't have vagrants likely, and it is a higher affluent, sort of area. But it also raises, we're specifically raising awareness to the area, and I don't want to have freaks show up and do bad things. That's frankly it.
Yeah.
So,
and I think having, like, one of the volunteer positions I mentioned in there is to have people kind of stationed around the area who are, their initial job is to keep people from entering the fenced area before they're supposed to, but then they also can help with that kind of security measures.
Okay. That's cool. And I know that one of the commanders, I don't remember his name, Michael, I think, but one of the police commanders for the Portland Police is a redhead. So basically, the gist is that we're going to try to align this with the theme of the day, but have security simultaneously. That's the hope.
Should be nice.
That would be nice, right? But then that may be a little lackluster, and so I really want to see what we can do about just getting a higher secure presence. Period. Just because it's there's weird people out there. That's all.
Yes, there are.
And I don't
there
want
really are.
to put it into the universe, but I want to make sure that we invite 3,000 people onto the grounds and that they're safe. So, so that's that. Okay. I'm sure Sunshine's like, why aren't you bringing up blah, blah, blah? I'm probably forgetting something, but...
Well, we can touch base on it too on Monday.
Yeah.
I feel like...
I have my tasks. We're good.
What day is this?
This is Wednesday. This is currently Wednesday.
Or feel free to... Yeah, if you think of something or if Sunshine pings you on something, just, feel free to let me know anytime.
Yeah. Yep, perfect.
Yeah. I'm always around. But I'll send out a date and time for Monday and an agenda, and I'll make sure that I run through it with Lisa so that hopefully it's not going through all that stuff again. It's just sort of making some decisions.
That would be nice.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll pass along the banners that we currently have and say, hey, look, this is a draft. What do you want to change? Should we add in the detailed times for stuff, specifically on the little 8.5 by 11s? And it would be best, we've already said this, so I don't want to be too redundant, but I mean, it would be best to know when the marketing team is going to be done with their stuff so that we don't kind of totally duplicate efforts. But we're pressing on. We have business cards being printed. You know how it goes, because we need stuff. But when the marketing / printing happens from OHSU, it would be really wonderful to get that done. That's all. You know how it goes. You know that challenge.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Okay, love. This is awesome.
It really would.
I'm so excited.
I think we're making really good progress.
10 weeks.
I know 10 weeks. It's going so fast.
Yeah, we're good. 10 weeks. Oh my God. I couldn't believe even getting my plane ticket. It was like, oh God.
Oh God. Yeah, I think stuff's going to start to move faster the closer we get to it.
That's the way it works. And it's like a good theater project. It always comes together in the end. It just does. It's true.
That's the fun part. People you would never expect just come through when the pressure's on.
Right? Our overly ambitious volunteer has to bow out entirely, which is, too bad, good, bad, whatever. But Laura, that I hope to include in this whole gig, has been in Egypt, and then she's going to turn around and go flying off somewhere else. So she's not going to be even around on the 21st. And she loves redheads. She is.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, oh well. We'll get other people. We're cool.
Well, yeah, and I'll send off this link again too. So I'm sorry about the miscommunication on that. And
no, I just dropped that ball. That truly was.
Yeah. Anything you guys want, I can change on here. So don't feel like because I didn't say it, it's not that I'm not trying to.
Yeah. Okay.
Include it. I just want to hear it from you guys so I don't misstate it.
Yeah.
I'm recruiting 130 volunteers just for the parts that we're managing. So the parts that you guys are adding is going to be on top of that.
Okay. And is this going to go?
We've got a lot of volunteers to recruit.
Yeah. Good. Is this going to go to the different regions, though? Or is this, right now, if I did nothing, is this going to Boise and San Francisco and Seattle and all of that?
A few people. So what we sent out our newsletter.
Yeah.
And we put a link to what I had so far for spots, which wasn't a lot at that point.
Okay.
But we're going to send out another targeted email to our registry. So it goes to the registry, and they hear about the event. And while they're reading about the event, they get this link that says, if you're interested in volunteering in this event, click here, and then we have more detailed things, and they can actually click through the sign-up page.
Okay.
So it goes to wherever our registry people are.
Right.
And so there are some people in those regions who will get it.
Yeah.
But you know,
It's not specific
most
to...
of our people are in Oregon. So you'd have to be a member of the registry in one of those other states and open this up and be interested in it.
Yeah, I get it. Well, let's
in order
hope.
To get that.
Yeah, let's hope. I mean, we're and Sunshine, John, myself, people. Who else? Eric. I've got some other people that are not involved in this at all, but are trying to spread the word themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So once we get this, once I know I need to make changes to the homepage to include your guys' information and add your volunteer spots. But once we feel like you guys are happy with it for including your part, we can send this link out.
Yeah.
Wherever, so people can repost it. They can share the sign-up page too with friends and things. And so,
that's part of maybe part of the Thunderclap. If it's a short link, it is. So that's maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a weird link. I usually just hyperlink something in my document because it's just a weird looking link.
Yeah. It does look spamish, but oh well.
Yeah. So I usually in the email or on the page we just use it as a hyperlink. So when you click on volunteer here, there's also a button. You can download a button.
Yeah.
It just says volunteer spot. Click here.
Right.
And it'll take you to the same place. So there's a couple ways you can do it.
Okay. So this time it's for real. Let's call it. Thank you very much for your time. Really, this is good stuff.
No, thank you. This is good. Feel free to ping me anytime, and I'll try to set up another meeting soon so we can keep catching up.
Okay.
Getting good work done.
Okay. Thanks, Liz.
All right. Have a productive night. Get some rest.
All right. Woohoo!
At the same time.
At the same time. Productive night, sleep. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Have fun.
See ya.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.